last week, starting off with a win at A&M, big win at A&M, and then going on the weekend a 3-1 record at Scrapyard Tournament. Just talk about, I know we had really good pitching all week, and especially we had a freshman come in with a big save and stuff against A&M. Talk about the pitching, and then on the weekend we had a couple players just coming in offensively and step up.
Yeah, I mean, the weekend, when you put the week together, you have to be pleased with the way our pitching staff went out there and performed. I think it's 34 innings of work, allowed 7 runs, 0.64 ERA, and 5 people seeing action for us. So that was impressive. I think, like I said, our staff we're pitching as a staff, and they've done a great job, along with Coach Tate, making sure they're prepared and ready to pitch every week. Going into that opening game against A&M, I thought Celine came in, did a great job. She allowed 2 hits, 1 hit being a bunt. Competed well. That game had a little bit of a, it's good atmosphere. It's cold. It's kind of went into that thing, man. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes after a while, whoever makes a mistake first might lose this game. And I thought we were up for the par defensively. Saldivar comes up with a big double play in the 4th. That kind of felt like they may have started to get a little bit of momentum, and we have a leadoff walk. Celine comes back, strikes someone out, double play ball on a hard hit ball down the line. So got some momentum. We were able to put some pressure on at the plate, get a couple people on, and they make a mistake and we capitalize. I thought our hitters did a good job of just grinding out some at bats. We knew that they could pitch it, and we knew they were going to be really good. And so I was pleased with our team in that effort. I thought we played good defense. We were excited. We competed hard. Going into the weekend, I thought our pitching staff did a great job being on the road. That was our first road trip of the year. The opening game, we throw 2 pitchers right there. I think start off Concert. And she did a good job and come in and settle, able to close the door. Brabham gets a big home run right in that game. It was good to see her start to come into her own. I think that was the story of the weekend when we talk about offensive players. Brab hit 462, 4 doubles and a yak. So, she played extremely well, taking advantage of an opportunity. She got to start, she makes the most of it. Another kid that I thought played at a high level all weekend was Haley Brindley at third base, because she's playing on both sides of the ball really well. Some key double plays. She's making some tough plays, but she's making tough plays in key situations. She makes a play, a 5-6 hole. We're able to turn a double play with, they have runners at first and second, no outs, and we're able to turn a key double play. So really like the way she's playing right now. I think she hit 357 on the weekend with 4 RBIs and a double. Overall, going back to the weekend, I thought, go back into that UAB game. I think Alex did a great job. Just kept them off balance, pitched extremely well. We were able to create some havoc on the bases early in that game. We put a lot of pressure on them, and that ended up being the difference, because once they settled down, they kind of held us at bay and ended up coming out with a 4-3 win. So, the next day we didn't have any answer for them. It was a 2-0 game. They pitched extremely well. We had some traffic on the bases, just couldn't capitalize with the time we get. So I thought overall, when I look at our performance, I like where our defense is, I like where our pitching staff is. I like to see us, timely hitting is going to be a key for us down the stretch. The good thing is we're still able to put stress on you on the bases.
The name that I look at that I saw had, I believe she's come in to get some late inning work, but also I think yesterday she started against Corpus's Whitney Tate. I noticed usually you don't have your pitchers hit. I'm not saying like every time, but yesterday I know she started and she was one in the starting lineup hitting, and I believe she did pretty well. I guess, how pleased are you? I'm sure you got to be pretty pleased with that, but how do you evaluate also deciding this pitcher should hit, this pitcher just pitches? Is it just a skill thing when it comes to hitting?
Yeah, well, Whitney makes it easy. She was 3 for 4. She's the fastest kid on the team. So, you want to get that skill set on the bases if you can. You want to get her in the game. And it just so happened when you were somewhere along the line, she was going to get a start. And when she got her start, that'd be her opportunity to come in there and hit. You know, previously we're just playing with the lineup, so we hadn't been having her in the lineup as much because she may come off the bench to pitch, trying to see how that's going to work out. But I mean, you know, Take could play. She's a good defender. She's a good pitcher, and she can swing it. You know, she creates havoc on the bases. So we got to find ways to get her on the field. This was a great opportunity to let her hit and pitch for herself and kind of see how she does. So you'll see more of her down the stretch. But great kid, and I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, we did bring that freshman in. Her first relief appearance comes in against Texas A&M. I bring her in a 2-0 count in the 1-run game in the 7th. And, you know, first pitch is a ball. And her words were, oh, crap, here we go. And then she comes in, she throws her strike and gets a ground ball and gets out of it. But that kid has tremendous upside, so you'll see a lot more Whitney this year.
Coach, how big was that Texas A&M win to kind of push you into your success you just had over the weekend?
You know, tell you what, it showed the kids that I believe our team was confident. I don't know if it really shifted anything because I think our team believes they're a good team. And they went to that game with a ton of confidence. They expect to play. You know, we played them last year, an extra inning game, and we split with them last year. So I was just proud of our kid. It wasn't like a big moment. It wasn't an aha moment. Or when they got there, we played some new kids in the stadium. And that stadium's beautiful. It's one of the nicest places you'll ever play college softball. So I was just proud of the way our kids handled that moment. But it kind of shows what they believe in. They believe they're a good softball team. They can play with anybody on any given day, and they love the challenge. This team really feeds off of being challenged every day. So I think this is what's going to be our strength down the road: is their want to, their desire, and they know they put in the time to earn those moments.
Looking at the stats, you have 4 hitters that I guess have reached kind of the amount of at bats, I guess, to be eligible. And then 3 pitchers, but I guess my point is, it seems like you've played everybody, just about. Is it working like you want to be able to get and see everybody play so far in these first 2 weeks?
Yeah, obviously we're able to get a lot of people in. You know, we're playing 17 to 20 people at a time, and everybody's getting some work. I think it's important to build depth. You never know what's going to happen down the season. Someone has to come in, so you want them to feel comfortable. You know, we put some new faces in, especially the last game against Corpus, trying to mix it up a little bit, and let some kids still fight it out. You know, I think that's the beauty of it, is you get an opportunity to go out there and compete, and when you get an opportunity, you get a chance. If you make the most of it, you will see more innings, and we'll continue to do so. You know, between resting some people and looking at how our schedule pans over the next 2 weeks, you'll still see it. You know, there's a lot of games we'll play in a short period of time. Also have to look at making sure our players are fresh and healthy at the end of the season. So I feel very fortunate that we could go with a lot of different people in the lineup and keep some legs fresh.
You're 10 games into the season now. How do you feel like where you stand as a performance? Or you think you're ahead of schedule? You're right on schedule?
Yeah, I don't think we're ahead of schedule. I don't think as a coach you ever think you're ahead of schedule. I'm pleased with, like I said, our defensive side. I'm pleased with the way kids handle adversity. You know, they respond really well when you challenge them. I think from the team inside the locker room, they're doing a great job. So with a lot of maturity in there. You know, first thing they said after the South Alabama loss was, we will get better from this. And that's coming from the players, not the coaches. And so when your players are leading that way, you know they're taking something and growing from every experience. So I like our attitude. From the offensive side, I think it's a work in progress because we're playing so many different people trying to get a feel for it. But I do like where we're at, Matt. I think we're heading in the right direction. I think we have 2 losses that we could go back and really learn from, and as well as some of the wins. And anytime you could win and still learn, that's a great thing. And we've won some games, and after the games, the players had some good input on how we could be better. So I'm anxious to see how we respond this week.
And coming up this tomorrow and Wednesday, you have South Alabama and UL Monroe. I guess, have you looked at them already? What are they going to pose as far as a threat and what you can take advantage of?
Yeah, you know, South Alabama's going to pitch it really well. They always have. Becky does a great job of getting that team ready to play. Their record doesn't reflect the kind of team they are. You know, they came out and had a rough opening weekend where they dropped 5 games, but you got to look at also who they played. They played Missouri, Minnesota, Texas State, Notre Dame, Illinois, you know, and played some close games with those teams. So the losses, but look at the caliber of teams. I think they've won their last 4 games. They traditionally, they play fast. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna play good defense and pitch it. So we're gonna have to, that's gonna be a tough test for us to say. And they've had success against us on our own plays. So how we respond will be key. And you know, like I tell players, the biggest thing is make sure we stay away from distractions and we stay focused on growth. Can't get caught up in opponents and as well as records. You guys make sure we're getting better every week. ULM is going to be scrappy. Got to see them play a little bit. They could pitch it. You know, I think they've had a couple people out that they may be getting back. That may change their lineup for them. See them play really, really well at times. So I know Molly's doing a good job, and it's her second year. And traditionally, if you look at the season last year, they got better as the season went along with that new staff. And I kind of think that's what you're going to see right now, because Molly has brought in a new coaching staff as well. You'll see them get a little bit better and pitch it better as the season goes on. Thank you guys.